वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम् When Bhagavad Gita was written or taught, at that time, how many different religions were there on this earth? If you think of the Holy Bible, New Testament, not the Old Testament. The Holy Bible is of two parts, New Testament and Old Testament. Old Testament has different time periods. New Testament, it is little more than 2000 years ago. So there is a time when, if we take very strictly, it will not be more than 2000 years because Jesus was born, some say it is 2022, so 2022 years ago. Some say 4 years before Christ he was born. So there is little difference in opinion. But he taught at the age of 30. 29, 30, he started the life of a teacher. So if you take that seriously, that 30 years of his age, then the New Testament is less than 2000 years old. Bhagavad Gita, what is the time period of Bhagavad Gita? It is said 5025 years ago approximately. Some exact date and time is also given. So let us say 5000 years ago. There is also little difference in view. At that time, how many religions were there on this earth? We don't know. One thing we'll say, we don't know because there is no written record. The present religions, they were not there. Jainism, Buddhism are few centuries before Christ. Zoroastrianism, few centuries before Christ. Moses, few centuries, maybe 1500 years before Christ. But 5000 years before, 3000 years before Christ, there is no historical record. So we will consider the Bhagavad Gita is very ancient textbook. Today is the birthday of the Gita. There is also difference in view. In many parts of India, they celebrate Ekadashi, day for yesterday or yesterday, in some parts, the birthday of the Bhagavad Gita. Margasirsha Shukla Paksha Ekadashi. In some parts, they celebrate Trayodasi today. So there are which scripture's birthday we celebrate? Which scripture's birthday we celebrate? Do you know 5 scriptures? No. 4 scriptures? No. 3 scriptures? No. 2 scriptures? So two scriptures, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So it is a very common knowledge. साधारण ज्ञान है. एक है भगवद गीता की जयंती, पार्ट ऑफ भगवद गीता. द सेकेंड इज श्रीमद् भागवतम. श्रीमद् भागवत की जन्मदिन हम कब मनाते हैं? व्हेन इज द बर्थडे ऑफ द श्रीमद् भागवतम? भाद्रपद पूर्णिमा. Normally it comes in the month of August, September, lunar month, the full moon of August, September, the birthday of the Bhagavatam. Now this Srimad Bhagavad Gita, who is the author? Lord Krishna is the author, says Vyasadeva is the compiler, says Ganesha is the scribe. He wrote down. So, next question. Bhagavad Gita, अथ ध्यानम ओम पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं. We are chanting. This is the meditation mantras, meditation verses on the Bhagavad Gita. Who has written it? If you know, raise up your hands. Don't. One person, stand up. Well, it is believed. There is no complete agreement of view, but mostly people believe, scholars believe, that Sridhara Swami is the author of the verses of meditation on the Bhagavad Gita. Now the question, who is this Sridhar Swami? Who knows? Who is Sridhar Swami? Sridhar Swami कौन है? वो उड़ीसा के थे. उनका जन्मस्थान बालेश्वर में क्षीरचोरा गोपीनाथ जी के मंदिर के पास एक गांव है, मोरई गांव, मयूर ग्राम. मोरई गांव is the village where he was born. And there is also a view that he was Sankaracharya of Puri. He was Sankaracharya of Puri. And his two books are very famous, apart from many. One is the commentary on the Bhagavad Gita, the other is the commentary on the Bhagavatam. Very impartial view. Now the next question. What is the first book of commentary on the Bhagavad Gita? Acharya Sankara's commentary on the Bhagavad Gita is considered as the most ancient. So we are the monks of, or we follow the gurus, they belong to the monks of Acharya Sankara in Giri order. Girinama Sannyasi. Acharya Sankara has given a very clear message what the Giris will do. Those who have the name Giri, they should not live in the cities. He has said, I am telling the verse, Acharya Sankara's verse. You can repeat it. Vaso girivane nityam Gitadhyayana tatparaha Gambhirachala buddhischa Girinama sauchyate. Where to live? Live in forest, mountains, hills, and study the Bhagavad Gita, meditate on the Bhagavad Gita sincerely. Gambhira achala buddhischa. They should have steady mind and intelligence with depth, not fickleness, restlessness. Gambhira achala buddhi. How many of us we have very steady and depth of mind? At least you can see the book. This is Shrimad Bhagavad Gita, Sankara Bhashya, Acharya Sankara's commentary. Now the next question. How many of you have read this book? Acharya Sankara did not write anything on the first chapter. Completely silent. Second chapter, he spoke little bit immediately after verse 10, then explained from 11th verse onwards. Many people or many scholars, they say because the Lord started teaching from the 11th verse onwards. That's why Acharya Sankara started from there. But Lord started teaching from the verse Sri Bhagavan Uvacha from sloka 2. Aswatyam annaswachastam. Suppose the teacher told, don't talk like a foolish. Is it a message or teaching or no? Then? If the teacher told, you are talking like a wise man, but you are behaving like a stupid. So this is a teaching or no teaching? And then? Now I will show you the first in human history, the Bhagavad Gita as yoga book, because the Bhagavad Gita in every chapter ends. At the end we chant, Iti Shrimad Bhagavad Gita Su, Upanishadsu, Brahma Vidyayam, Yoga Shastre. Before Sri Lahidi Mahasaya, nobody explained the Bhagavad Gita as a book of yoga meditation. He was the first one. And not only that, he, from the very first verse, why first verse? Even Dhritarashtra Uvacha, who is Dhritarashtra? Why he is talking? Oh, he explained. So this is the speciality of our tradition. For the entire humanity. How many of you have seen the commentary of the Bhagavad Gita by Sri Lahidi Mahasaya? Raise up your hands. Seen at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Where did you see it? At least you see it in this book. This is the first volume of Lahidi Mahasaya's complete works, out of 5, this is the first volume which contains the Gita also. ये होचे प्रथम खंड and it is in Bengali, Bangla भाषारे. So this is the copy of the first year of publication. It is written, it is printed in Bengali year 1294, बंगाब्द 1294. The book is with original verses, only this much. How many pages? 140 pages. Total 140 pages. With slokas. श्लोकों के साथ उनके व्याख्या 140 पत्ते. And in English, if we say the year of publication, it is 1887. It was, and just to tell you, Sri Lahidi Mahasaya did not write. He taught, the disciples wrote down. And all these were published during his lifetime. So he saw these books. Not that he was sitting and writing. He didn't write. Only the diaries he wrote. Now the next question. How many disciples of Sri Lahidi Mahasaya you know? She said, Panchanan Bhattacharya, Yukteswarji, Sanyal Mahasaya, 3. Yogananda says, oh, she is intelligent. It is tricky. Do you know, when I was a student, in my master's degree, master's final, there was a question in our mathematical economics in MA final. One question answer is only this much. And many students thought that this is wrong to answer that because only this much answer. I did not know other questions, so I answered that. My friend said, it may be by mistake. I said, let it be their mistake, but my answer is correct. So, anyhow, anybody else, any more names? Pranavananda, Keshavananda, Ram Gopal Majumdar, Ramdayal Majumdar, Shastri Mahasaya, Bhaskaranda Saraswati, Balananda Brahmachari. He told more names than all of you. Shastri Mahasaya, Kevalananda, same. How many disciples of Sri Lahidi Mahasaya, how many disciples? They wrote the commentary on the Bhagavad Gita also. Wait first. From the same lineage, they could have thought that the Gurudev has taught this much, that is enough. Same Guru, same disciples, different disciples wrote the commentary on the Bhagavad Gita with a lot of new things, each one said. Now, before telling how many, why there is difference? Or tell me. क्यों? श्लोक तो एक है. Verses are the same, there is no change. And the explanation that the Guru showed, it is the same for everybody. But why they had different understandings? So they wrote in different ways. The message is same, but more new things. Why? Because they meditated And they had their originality, no copy. And in meditation, what I am telling, this is the word of Gurudev, also later my own experience. I was with Gurudev. Gurudev explained one verse of the Bhagavad Gita in one way. Next year he explained in a different way. I asked Gurudev, why there is a difference? Last year Gurudev said this and now Gurudev is telling this. Gurudev said, because I have meditated. I kept quiet. Because at that time I was young. Later on, now gradually I am understanding that with meditation the understanding changes. With meditation, experience changes. So that is why so many disciples of Sri Lahidi Mahasaya wrote so many beautiful commentaries, explanations of the Bhagavad Gita in their own way. So let us first begin with Swami Pranavananda, the saint with two bodies. He wrote, his Bhagavad Gita is known as Pranava Gita. This is one. Now tell one after the other, those who know. That is Arya Mission Gita by Pandit Panchanana Bhattacharya, the foremost householder disciple of Sri Lahidi Mahasaya, and who really published all these books of Lahidi Mahasaya during those days. In 1880s, early 90s. It is not a big volume. It is a smaller volume, but with notes. Arya Mission Gita, now 3. We started with Swami Sri Yukteswar, I told. Pranava Gita, I said. So, Yukteswarji's Gita, it is only in the name of Shrimad Bhagavad Gita. 4. Sanyal Mahasaya's Gita in 3 volumes. Ram Dayal Majumdar, he was a disciple of Lahidi Mahasaya. He, along with Panchanana Bhattacharya, worked in Arya Mission Institution, and he has 4 volumes of the Bhagavad Gita. In 4 volumes, now they have printed in Akhanda 1 volume big. One speciality of his Bhagavad Gita, what he has done, he has his own explanation little, but Acharya Sankara, Ramanuja, those who are prominent classical commentator, he has quoted them, plus Yogiraj Syamacharan, plus him. So this was the beauty of his Gita. But the introduction to the Gita Parichaya is a nice one. Ramdayal Majumdar. Gurudev showed me a Gita, gave me to read. It must be somewhere in the library or somewhere here. The book has no beginning, no end. No end means it is very, very old book in Bengali, where it was printed, who is the author, it is not there, but the text is from the beginning to the end is there. But the text is, Gurudev said, it is from one of the disciples of Lahidi Mahasaya. It is only up to 15th chapter only. So its name is Adhyatma Gita. Its name is Adhyatma Gita. 15 अध्याय तक Bangla में. After Lahidi Mahasaya's disciples, who else in Kriya Yoga wrote the commentary on the Bhagavad Gita? One is Sudhakar. Kumarnath Sudhakar is a small Gita book, Sudhakar Gita. It is also in Bengali, like Pocket Gita. And that is a very beautiful, small, but it has many beautiful notes. The You might have heard Ghare Ghare Gita Path Phalo Kintu Phale Na. It is from Sudhakar. So Sudhakar Gita in Bengali. Then Yogananda's Gita. Then Sri Gurudev. Panchanan Bhattacharya's wife. Panchanan Bhattacharya's wife. She was disciple of Panchanan Bhattacharya. Her father was disciple of Panchanan Bhattacharya. Her father has written a book. His name is Hari Mohan Bandopadhyay. He has written a good book on Bhagavad Gita. And among all these Bhagavad Gitas, Surodhini Gita is the most simple and very beautiful. In my knowledge, either in Sanskrit or in Bengali in our tradition, the first mother who has written commentary on the Bhagavad Gita is Surodhini Devi, lady commentator. Then I'm telling from memory, but if one does research, will find much more. This is not the Bhagavad Gita in English. This book tells the first English version of the Bhagavad Gita was printed by East India Company. It is printed by East India Company. I brought to the Gita was first translated into English by Sir Charles Wilkins and published by the British East India Company with an introduction by Warren Hastings, the first British Governor General of India, in which we find the following prophetic sentence: the writers of the Indian philosophies will survive when the British dominion in India shall long have ceased to exist, and when the sources which it yielded of wealth and power are lost to remembrance. And this book is written by, do you know who has written this book? Pujya Swami Ranganathananda, who was the head of Ramakrishna Mission and a great son of India. I had the opportunity in my young age to listen to him, having his darshan in a very small gathering at Cuttack. Swami Ranganathananji, who was considered as the spiritual ambassador of India. So he is telling, a century later, another beautiful rendering of the Gita in English appeared, namely the song Celestial by Sir Edwin Arnold. He had learned the Sanskrit language while he was working in India, in Pune and other places. He developed a great love for Indian culture, and after he went to England, he produced his outstanding book and another equally outstanding book. Some of you, the old people, might have read his book because it was in the school college textbook by Sir Arnold, Edwin Arnold. Light of Asia, who has heard this book? It is on Buddha. He wrote the song Celestial on Lord Krishna's message, and also Life of Buddha, the Light of Asia, he wrote. So, however, you all sit straight with eyes closed. Let us think of Lord Krishna. Sri Arjuna, Lord Ganesha, says Vyasadeva, let us pray to the Mother Gita to bless us. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kasyit dukkha bhag bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.